Put your faith in the light.
Hello guys, welcome to another one of my videos. This is Lightblade, and well guys, this one will be a short one but a really important one. These are the last changes that we're going to get for the Retribution Paladin if we work. Yes, Blizzard, in truly Blizzard fashion, made changes to Retribution Paladins one day before the patch hits. Luckily for us this time, it's no negative changes and it's positive stuff only. So let's go over the patch notes. So the first, and I think the biggest change that we have is we got an aura buff. So this means that we got every single ability that we do in damage and healing got increased by 3%. So in the previous build, we had this aura that was marked as -3 damage, and now it's back to 0. So technically, we got an extra 3% damage on every single thing we do, which is really, really good. Okay, the next change is to Blades of Vengeance. So this is the talent that modifies our Blades of Justice to convert it into AoE damage. So that had an attack power value of 85%, and now that's going all the way up to 93% of attack power value, which is really, really good. That's an 8% damage buff on this ability. And if we add this on top of the aura buff, the 3% extra aura buff, that's an 11% increase on the Blade of Vengeance, Blade of Justice AoE version, which is really good for our AoE damage in the Mythic Plus dungeons. Okay, the next change we had is to Crusade. So Crusade got a small 2-second buff duration, and it went from 25 seconds to 27 seconds, which is, I guess, okay, you know, but I don't think Crusade is going to be taken instead of Normal Wings, because Normal Wings has a 1-minute cooldown and it's better for Mythic Plus profiles. Having said that, Crusade might have some uses in single target raid fights where the 2-minute profile is better used than just a 1-minute cooldown, you know? Especially because Crusade gives you a ton of haste, and haste is a lot more valuable for those single target encounters. It also gives you an extra 10% damage, you know? 30% damage and 30% haste instead of 20% damage and 20% critical strike. So it might have some uses in those types of encounters. Okay, the next change is to Final Reckoning. So they increased the duration of Final Reckoning by 2 extra seconds, which is really nice because that means that we can put maybe 1 or 2 extra global cooldowns that are increased by 30% damage in the duration of this ability. The next change is to Heart of the Crusader, which is a really important bug fix that they're doing because it didn't used to apply the critical strike damage to any of the Crusader Strike effects. This is really important, especially for Templar Strikes, because its second application of the combo guarantees a 100% critical strike chance, which is a pretty hard-hitting ability now. Okay, the next huge buff that we got here is to Templar Strike. So Templar Strikes got its cooldown increased by a lot in the last build, and it made it really clunky to use because it was no longer like a spammy filler spell that we could use just to get extra holy power, you know? And they reverted that. Now it's back to being just a spammy filler spell that does pretty decent damage, you know? Templar Strike has a lot of spells that modify it, like a lot of talents that give it extra damage. It feels nice to press the button, you know, and it feels really nice to always have something to press. This ability also makes us not have any downtime as Retribution Paladins whatsoever, so it's a really good thing that they reduced the cooldown on it. And well guys, the last 2 changes here are just small number adjustments. Crusader Strike got a general buff to all Paladins, not only Retribution Paladins, but for Retribution Paladins, they also gave us a 10% damage decrease on Crusader Strike. This doesn't mean anything for us because, like it says here on the Wowhead note, for Retribution Paladins it's just a neutral change. It doesn't increase or decrease our damage of Crusader Strike. The next change that we have here that is an increase in damage is to Judgement. They increased the spell power coefficient from 57% to 61%. So that's a 4% damage buff to our Judgement. And well, those are all the changes, guys. I really wasn't expecting any news to drop today, but hey, we take those. By the way guys, tomorrow I'll be streaming, testing out builds and all those kind of things as soon as the server comes on. Hopefully it's stable enough to run stuff without random disease, you know. And well, if you enjoy my content guys, subscribe to the channel and leave a like on the video. Thanks for watching everyone.